Hello everyone. Today I'm going to tell you a chilling story about a family who moved into an old house, never suspecting that it had been waiting for its new residents for a very long time. Some houses simply stand, but others breathe, listen, and whisper in the dark. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. We're starting now. The Harrington family moved into a house on Alder Lane in late October, just as the leaves had turned brittle and the air smelled faintly of smoke from a neighbor's chimneys. Jonathan, the father, had been thrilled about the find. A sprawling Victorian for less than half of what other houses in the area were going for. His wife, Claire, had hesitated. There was something about the way the real estate agent had rushed them through certain rooms, as if hurrying to finish before dark. Their daughter, Emily, was 8. She didn't care about creaky floors or peeling wallpaper. She loved the attic, where she could see the whole street through a narrow circular window. She spent hours up there, drawing her sketchbook, while sitting cross-legged on the dusty floorboards. The first week passed quietly, though Claire couldn't shake the feeling that the house was never truly empty, even when the three of them were in the same room. She would hear faint, deliberate footsteps above her when Emily was at school. Jonathan brushed it off. Old house, would expand, you know how it is. But Claire noticed he always avoided going upstairs at night. One evening, Emily came to the dinner table clutching her sketchbook. "Mommy," she said, "do you like my new friend?" Claire glanced down at the paper. Emily had drawn a tall, thin figure in a black dress, its head tilted at an unnatural angle, with a wide, toothy smile that stretched too far. "She says her name is Marrow," Emily continued, "and she lives in the walls." Jonathan chuckled. "That's creative." But Claire noticed Emily didn't laugh. Her daughter's eyes were serious, almost wary, as though she didn't want to offend this Marrow. Over the next few days, Emily became quieter. She would wake up in the middle of the night and stand in the hallway outside her parents' bedroom, staring at the wall. When Claire tried to lead her back to bed, Emily would whisper, "Shoot, she's listening." On the 10th night, Claire woke to the sound of soft humming. It was a lullaby she didn't recognize, drifting through the floorboards. She followed it to Emily's room. The moonlight spilled across the bed. Empty, the humming came from inside the closet. Claire's heart pounded as she pulled the door open. The closet was dark and cold, the smell of damp earth rising from within. Emily was sitting inside, eyes closed, humming. When Claire touched her, Emily flinched violently and said, "Don't pull me away. She's almost finished telling me the secret." Jonathan insisted they take Emily to a doctor, but before the appointment, things escalated. The family awoke one morning to find all the doors in the house wide open, front and back, despite them being locked the night before. Every mirror had been covered in long, jagged scratches, like something had tried to scrape its way out from the other side. That night, Jonathan agreed to sleep in Emily's room, thinking she'd feel safer. Claire stayed awake, her nerves stretched thin, until she heard the bedroom door down the hall click shut. She frowned. Jonathan never closed doors fully. She crept toward it, but as she reached for the handle, a deep, rasping voice from inside whispered, "Not yet." Claire's stomach dropped. That wasn't Jonathan's voice. She slammed the door open. The room was empty. The bed was neatly made. The window stood open, the curtain fluttering in the cold night air. From the darkness outside came the sound of slow, deliberate footsteps on the lawn. Claire ran to the window and saw Jonathan standing at the tree line, facing the woods, utterly still. Emily stood beside him, holding his hand. And just behind them, almost blending into the shadows, was the tall figure from Emily's drawings, head tilted, smile stretched impossibly wide. Claire screamed their names and ran outside barefoot. The grass was icy under her feet, her breath turning to mist. But when she reached the edge of the woods, there was nothing. No Jonathan, no Emily, only silence, so heavy it felt like the trees themselves were listening. The police searched for days. The official report called it a disappearance, with no signs of forced entry. Claire refused to leave the house, convinced that Jonathan and Emily were still there, trapped somewhere inside. She would wander from room to room, pressing her ear to the walls, listening. And sometimes, just before sleep, she swore she could hear faint humming, a lullaby she didn't recognize, and two familiar voices calling to her from deep within the wood and plaster. She always answered back, whispering into the walls, "I'm here. I'll wait." And the house, it hummed in return. And that brings our story to an end. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and ring the bell so you don't miss any of my daily uploads. I share new scary stories every single day, so there's always another nightmare waiting for you. See you next time, if you dare.